What would Brent Scowcroft do? How would Brent Scowcroft handle this unique president of the United States?
Well, like many of the president's advisors, I assume the general would attempt to convince the president in private over a long period of time about a strategy of negotiating the multiple foreign affairs issues that are piling up on his desk. I'm not sure.
Well,
go ahead.
Kim, that formula is not working. We've got a president working off of television and doing tweets. What is the state of the NAFTA discussions right now?
Well, Tom, I'd say that it looks as though that strategy is not working in public, but clearly in private, the president is listening to some of his advisors. Ambassador Lighthizer and Peter Navarro obviously have his ear on certain things. And then in terms of timing, he's consulting with an inner circle that includes people inside the White House, but also people outside of the White House. So public and private, I think, is two different paths for this president.
Kim, I want to pick up on the timing issue. In a recent note, you said that this is a tight timing, difficult negotiation, and we're running out of it. Can you explain that?
Well, there are a few artificial deadlines, I would say, on the NAFTA negotiation, particularly the Mexico election in July 1 and then our own U.S. elections here November 6. My sense is that those deadlines, as I said, are artificial and likely to be blown through. Nonetheless, it'll change the dynamics of the discussion at the tables if they aren't able to reach, if negotiators don't reach an agreement before July 1.
Kim, what's more important to pay attention to, the NAFTA negotiations or the skirmish that's going on with China?
It's an interesting question. I think you have to look at both. NAFTA will be a test of the president's proclivity for bashing people in public going into final round negotiation to see if that can pay off for him at the table. And on China, that's a long-term negotiation around which care has to be given or at least hoped for. You don't want mistakes in the number one and the number two relationship in the economy globally.
Yeah. I mean, Kim, if I look at the border wall, and again, the president brought it up on Sunday, everybody's been over this. It's a cable TV favorite. I get it. The president has a huge constituency that frankly believes in this wall. How does Congress handle that? How does the Pentagon handle that? Is the president alone, or is he actually going to have support from some of these institutions?
In terms of motivational power, he's pretty much alone on Capitol Hill. It's over a year now, Tom, that they have not given him a bulk of funds for this. The $1.6 billion that were appropriated have a lot of strings attached to them. And so my sense is that there's very little support in Washington, among rank and file members even, to allocate the types of monies the president is talking about for a permanent wall.